What we also need to talk about are multi-sig wallets, which are accounts for group-owned funds. And the multi-sig, so multi-signature wallets, belong to a group of Web3 wallets for which at least two private keys are needed to sign a transaction. And if you think about it, when we need not one key but more keys, we actually need more people or more accounts, more owners to participate. They provide bigger security. And they're a very common tool when it comes to the management of organizational funds, like the funds of different DAOs, but can be also used by any group of individuals, can be also used actually by a single person who wants to make sure that if their key is compromised, there is also additional layer of security because they can use multiple accounts of their own to manage their funds through the multi-sig. So I will have a MetaMask wallet, I will have a Coinbase wallet as well. I will connect them both to the multi-sig, and I will make sure that I will always have to approve a particular transaction from both of them. This way, if someone gets the private key from my MetaMask wallet, for example, they cannot do any harm to my funds. So, setting up a multi-sig wallet, multi-sig account. It's actually pretty easy. It's not much more complicated than setting up a regular wallet. The most common solution, the most common tool that is there is a Gnosis safe. Gnosis Safe allows you to easily create the account and guides you through the steps one by one. What you have to do is to connect your own account, but also then select the co-signers. So other accounts provide the other addresses. That will be the participants when it comes to managing the common funds. You will also have to decide how many signatures are needed to validate a transaction. So if we think about a situation when we have 7 participants in a multi-sig wallet, multi-sig account, you can say that you require at least 3 of them to approve a transaction before it's executed. And lastly, you have to remember to share the master public key with all the other participants so that they can take part in the management of the funds. And we can do all of that through the interface of apps like Gnosis Safe. But what you have to remember is that actually the multi-sig account is based on a smart contract. And this smart contract has certain setup that will require the amount of signatures that you set yourself before actually executing a particular transaction on the blockchain. So let's now talk about the advantages and the disadvantages. When it comes to advantages, the multi-sigs mitigate risk by forcing 2 or more signatures for every transaction. They are not dependent only on one party or only one device, and they allow the joint asset management. So it's a great tool for different DAOs to manage their funds. So as we mentioned, DAOs, it's often used as a tool for a governance process for the different organizations in the space. However, there are also some disadvantages. Submitting transaction takes more time because it's not just us approving the transaction, but we actually need a group effort to approve that. So as you know, it may take a bit longer than if we were to do it by ourselves. It might be also more difficult to come in an agreement in bigger groups. And also the transaction size and cost is higher than when it comes to the regular accounts and the regular wallets. In the next video, we will talk about signing a transaction and what does it actually mean.